Good morning. Well, it's 2024. Happy New Year. Let's breathe together. What a great way to start a new year. Start with your posture on your back with your legs uncrossed, your bed, the sofa, the floor, your recliner tilted back. And begin to draw the breath in through both nostrils. Pull it down, and as you pull it down, your diaphragm drops and your belly rounds up, and you pull the air down to the bottom lobes of the lungs. They say at the bottom of the lungs there's a liter of blood circulating, and at the top of the lungs maybe a teacup, a half a teacup. So you're pulling it down and getting the great benefit of exchanging the oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide and toxins. Good. Now notice your tongue, and notice your tongue in your mouth, and notice where it's located. Where do you keep your tongue when it's at rest? This tongue is such an important muscle. One of its jobs is to support the neck and the head. And when the tongue is lined up in its proper position, it creates flow for the carotid arteries that service the brain and the eyes and the face and the skin and the hair. And so if you notice in your mouth, right behind your upper teeth is a ridge, about a pinky fingernail distance back. And take your tongue and place it up on the roof of your mouth and let it spread out. And let your tongue dock right at that ridge and hold it there. And that's its home. And hold it there and breathe your breath. When the tongue is in place, the breath cannot come in through the mouth. It has to come in through the nose. And that nose is a magic place where the air gets warmed and filtered and humidified. So tongue in place. Breathe the breath through both nostrils. Our life causes us to bend forward and let our head fall forward when we work at our computers or look at our cell phones. And so we become aware of lifting our chest, gently tucking our chin back toward our neck, and docking our tongue in its position, creating a flow for the blood and the nerve signals to flow freely. And our tongue in place to support the head and the neck, and breathe. Now the tongue is an interesting muscle, and let's build its strength. And so for our exercise today, let's build the strength of the tongue. It has such an important job to do, supporting the head and the neck. To do this, we're going to stick our tongue out and hold it out tight and breathe 5 breaths. It's not easy for any of us, so try it, and over time know you can build the strength to do this. So stick your tongue out as far as you can and breathe 5 breaths. And when the 5 breaths are complete, release and relax your tongue. How's it feel? Does it feel tingly with all the blood circulating? Let's do it again. Stick your tongue out, hold it tight, and breathe 5 breaths. And while you're doing this, notice that your chest is lifted and your chin is tucked back, and your neck is in a proper alignment. Pulling the air down, letting the belly round as the diaphragm moves down. And when the 5 breaths are complete, release and release your tongue. And now let it rest in your mouth, properly docked in its position across the roof of the mouth, with the tongue tip right at that ridge. And hold and breathe. Good. Now begin to lengthen and deepen the breath, pulling it down, rounding across the belly, continuing to pull it in and rounding across the rib cage, and all the way up to the top, rounding the chest, all the way to the collarbones, and then at the top, release the breath and let it flow out. Let it flow out all the way back down to the bottom. And at the bottom, 3 puffs out to let go of the last bit of breath. And then inhale. And fill all the way to the top, that 3-part breath. And at the top, 3 sniffs to fill the residual space. And let the breath go and let it flow out all the way down to the bottom. And then 3 puffs out. Pull the air in. Go all the way to the top, and at the top, 3 sniffs. And then release the breath and let it flow, and continue breathing long and deep, that 3-part breath through both nostrils. Exhaling either through the nose or the mouth. Do what works best for you. And now begin to count the breath, making the inhale and the exhale even. Start with a 3 count in and a 3 count out, and see how that feels. Every day's different, so do what works for you today. Maybe it's longer, maybe it's shorter. Now let's focus on the exhale. Under pressure, either from stressful events or actions, or stressful thoughts, the natural tendency is to tighten and make the inhale longer than the exhale. And when we do that, we're doing the exact opposite of what would be most helpful. Shortening the exhale and lengthening the inhale actually ratchets up your level of stress. And short exhalations make us vulnerable to anxiety and depression. It causes toxins to accumulate, and it creates an imbalance in the autonomic nervous system. And so we begin to focus on the exhale and lengthen the exhale. Maybe you stick with a 2 on the inhale and a 4 on the exhale. and staying comfortable. If you extend the exhale too far, you'll go into survival mode and lose the benefits. So stay comfortable. That's when you're most effective. And notice your breath. And begin to lengthen the exhale compared to the inhale. Twice as long as you can, longer if it works for you. Staying comfortable. And either exhaling through your nose or through your mouth, whichever one works best for you. For some reason, I can exhale longer through rounded lips. Try the difference between the two and find the one that works best for you as you continue to breathe long and deep, extending the exhale. When practiced correctly, this breath pattern with the exhalation longer helps eliminate waste from the lungs, and it calms and nurtures the nervous system. A good thing. Keep breathing and lengthening the exhale and nurturing your nervous system. A great way to move into the new year. Do you do New Year's resolutions? I don't, but I did read one that made me laugh. It said the resolve was to remember to write 2024 instead of 2023. Something we might all get our arms around. I saw this beautiful prayer, and I thought it was so fitting for the new year. And the prayer is to have eyes that see the best in people, to have a heart that forgives the worst, to have a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. A nice thought for the new year. I'll leave the bulls and the birds playing if you want to continue to amplify the effects of the long exhalation. And may the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Have a great day.